So meet me in an extended child's pose. You're going to bring your big toes together, widen your knees towards the edge of your mat. Sink your hips towards your heels, walk your arms forward. Bow your forehead towards the floor. And try to keep your arms active here instead of just allowing them to melt down to the mat. Lift up your elbows and press your palms into the mat as if you're trying to stretch the mat away from you. So you're going to feel some engagement in your upper back and your shoulder area. It's totally fine if your head doesn't touch the floor, if your hips are lifted up. Make this however it feels right for you today. Take the time to consciously press down all 10 finger pads into your mat. All 10 toes into your mat. And tune into your breath. Breathe in and out of your nose. With your inhales, feel the expansion through your lower torso, so your belly, your sides, your low back. As you exhale, feel everything draw back in and contract. Inhale for inflation, and exhale for deflation. And start to balance your breath, counting the length of your inhale and your exhale, and make those numbers equal. It doesn't matter how high or low you count, how fast or slow. Basically, you are setting the pace of your practice. You want your breath to be a calm, sustainable rhythm throughout this time. Tune into the mental chatter going on in your head. And set aside any of those things that may be distracting for you throughout this practice. Anything that you don't need right now. The things that are important to you will be waiting for you when you're done. And the things that are not so important, maybe you just practice letting those go. If you'd like to set an intention for this time, feel free to do so. Maybe there's something resonating with you this morning, a word, a phrase. Maybe there's something or someone you'd like to dedicate your practice to. Whatever resonates with you. We'll take just a few more moments here to tune in to this time and this space that you've set aside for yourself this morning. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, start to walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Keep your lower body exactly where it is. Maybe your hands stay on the mat, maybe they come off. Try to keep your shoulders even. Try not to let your right shoulder dip down, left shoulder lift up. And then walk your fingertips away from your body just a little bit more. So you're starting to open up through the left side of your body. Maybe you feel stretch anywhere between your armpit and your hip. If you'd like, you can place your left hand on top of your right for just a little bit more sensation. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. And exhale over to the left side. So same thing, other direction. Lower body is still, upper body is moving. So find the depth that feels right on this side. It's okay if there's a little bit of discomfort, but you don't want any pain. If something starts to become painful, it's time to come out of it. So breathing into the right side of your body this time. One more inhale, and one more exhale. And you come back to your inhale, walk your hands back to center, rest here for 2 more breaths. Know that child's pose is here for you anytime throughout the practice for any reason you would like to take it. a great place to rest, relax, stretch, tune back into your breath, your intention, whatever you need. When you come to your third inhale, start to walk your hands towards your body. Bring your knees together and sit on your feet if that's comfortable. You have a couple different options here. So you can sit directly onto your feet. You can open up your feet and sit in between them. Or if that's really not for you today, you can always stack props underneath your seats and find what feels right to you right now. So any of those variations that you'd like to practice, sit up with a tall spine, start to open up the shoulders, bring some mobility to the shoulder joints. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, come into cactus arms. So bend your elbows to 90 degrees, elbows in line with your shoulders. Hands are facing forward. Maybe start to squeeze your shoulder blades together a little closer, but try not to puff out your chest. Try to keep a neutral spine. Inhale, lengthen your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your arms to cactus. One more just like that, and we'll add on. Inhale the stretch. Exhale the bend. At this time, you're going to bring your palms and your elbows together in front of your body. Again, neutral spine. And inhale, lift your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Try to keep your elbows and your palms glued together so if they start to come apart as you lift, you've gone a little too far. Exhale, bring your elbows back down to shoulder height. Inhale, open up wide. Exhale, palms and elbows together. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, elbows back to shoulder height. And now this time we're going to inhale, open up wide, stretch those arms out wide. Reach those fingertips away. Maybe you wiggle your fingertips. Maybe you rotate your ankles. Get a little stretch through your chest. Exhale, back to cactus arms. With a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Roll out your shoulders. Go backwards, then go forwards. Good. And before we move on, let's adjust the lower body a little bit. If it's right for you, if this does not cause you any pain, you're going to lift up your hips, tuck your toes underneath so the balls of your feet are on the floor, and sit back onto your heels so you get a little stretch for your feet. Our feet do so much for us, and they don't get nearly enough love. Coming back to kneeling, if it's all right for your body, go ahead and tuck those toes underneath. Rest your hands on your thighs, shoulders roll onto your back, your spine is still neutral. Inhale, reach your nose up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your chin towards your chest. Inhale, nose towards the ceiling. Exhale, chin towards your chest. This time, inhale, roll your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Keep your shoulders still. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, over to the left. Exhale to center. Inhale, over to the right. Maybe you start to swing backwards this time. And go over to the left. So drawing semicircles or full circles, going slow and intentionally with your own breath. If you're doing full circles, next time your chin comes to your chest, change direction. And wherever you are, make your way back to center, back to neutral. Good. So from here, we're going to come forward into a tabletop position. Coming to hands and knees. So untuck your toes so the tops of your feet are on the floor, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Just slap the tops of your feet. If you were sitting back with your toes tucked under, this may feel really nice on your little toe knuckles. And back to stillness. Then inhale, hammock your belly. Reach your heart forward in between your biceps. Lift up your tailbone, so arching your back into cow pose. Keep pressing your hands into the mat so you're not sinking into your shoulders. Keep drawing your navel in towards your spine so you're not collapsing into your lower back. With an exhale, rounding into cat pose. Lift your spine up towards the ceiling. Tuck your hips in. Let your head dangle down. Keep pressing into the mat. Shoulder blades are as far away from each other as you can bring them. Navel is in towards your spine. And rolling between the two. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. We'll take two more just like this. Go with your own breath. And then your third inhale brings you back to neutral. We're going to change up the pattern a little bit if it feels okay for you. If not, you can continue with the traditional cow-cat. You're going to inhale coming into cow. Exhale, round your back and sink your hips towards your heels this time. Keep your palms planted. So it's almost a child's pose. Inhale, come up through tabletop to cow. Exhale back. Moving with your breath. You can continue this pattern, or you can start to add on. Inhale, coming up to tabletop, and instead of hammocking your belly, lift your left leg off the floor, press through your heel. Then exhale, lower your knees, sink back. Inhale, tabletop, extend the right leg. Exhale, back. So lots of options here to help warm up your spine, your major joints, knees, hips, shoulders, wrists, elbows. Noticing what it is your body needs right now and providing that option. We'll take two more rounds, whatever variation you're in, and meet me back in tabletop. Here, shake it out, so swivel your hips and shoulders towards and away from each other. Maybe you feel barrel rolls through your belly, swirling around your neck again, whatever feels good to you. And then returning to your neutral tabletop. We're going to start to move through the hips a little bit more. So we're going to start with extending your left leg straight back, toes lifted, press through your heel. Try not to hammock your belly here, so navel towards your spine, nice strong core. Again, pressing through your hands, don't sink into your shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, you're going to come into dog in a fire hydrant pose. I don't know the real name of it. But anyways, open your knee out to the side in line with your hip, toes face to the side. So it's a hip abduction here. Inhale, stretch your leg back. Exhale, back. Inhale, stretch. And bend. Two more, just like that. Follow your own breath. Let's do one more for funsies. Coming out, meeting in your fire hydrant. Option to hold here or try extending your left leg straight. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. If your leg's extended, bend your knee. Inhale, stretch your legs back. Exhale, release, shake it out. Maybe swiveling the hips from side to side feels nice. Maybe you're ready for one of those child's pose rests. Whatever your body needs. When you're ready, we'll hop into the other side. So come to your tabletop, setting up your strong, stable base. Inhale, stretch your right leg back. Exhale, bend your knee. Toes point to the side along with your knee. Inhale, stretch back. And exhale back. Inhale back. And exhale bend. Take 2 more. Follow your own breath. That third one, keep your knee out to the side. Hold here. If you'd like to extend, go for it. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. If your leg's extended, bend your knee. Inhale, stretch your leg back. And exhale, release. Come into a child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Bow towards the floor. It may feel nice to take some wrist circles while you're here. Maybe even just turning your palms up towards the ceiling feels nice. Take a few moments to tune into your breath, your heart rates, chitter chatter of your mind. Try to calm everything down. Take 2 or 3 more breaths here, and then come back up to your tabletop. And start to work into the thighs some more. That does include the hips. So from here, you're going to inhale, stretch your left leg back. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your chest. Step your foot in between your hands. If your foot doesn't make it there, that's all right. Help get it up there. So you want to bring your ankle underneath your knee. It's okay if your knee's a little bit back. Just make sure your knee's not forward. And start to lift your torso upright. You want some stretch in this right hip flexor. So if you don't feel anything, scoot your knee back a little bit. If you feel too much, scoot your right knee forward. So left knee stays over your ankle, right knee adjusts. If you'd like to use your blocks here, you can bring those under your hands. And think about sinking a little bit lower. Keep drawing your navel in towards your spine so you're not collapsing into your lower back. Inhale, stretch your arms up, relax your shoulders down your back. You can stay right where you are, or you can start to add some more movement with your breath. Inhale and right where you are. And exhale, cactus arms. Inhale. And exhale. So inhale. And exhale. Just using your breath to guide you. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale to stretch your arms. Exhale, release them down to the floor. So from here, we're going to come into a half split, which is not as scary as it sounds. So you're going to back your hips up so your hips are above your right knee this time. And you straighten out your left leg. So it may be helpful to come upright first, find that length, and then if you decide to hinge forward, you can. This may be a good place to have props underneath your hands. Try to make sure you don't walk out your left knee. Keep at least a gentle bend, a more generous one if that's what your body's calling for. Keep your toes flexed. If you decide to take that hinge, move from your hips. Try to keep your chest open. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward, square up towards the short edge of your mat, just a little bit more. Now you're welcome to stay right here, or I invite you to flow between your half split and your low lunge. So inhale, coming forward into your low lunge. And exhale, coming back into your half split. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Again, moving slowly and intentionally. And you can continue with whatever you're practicing right now, or if you'd like to add on a little bit more. The next pattern will be inhaling, coming forward to your low lunge. Exhale, bend the right knee, point your toes up towards the ceiling. Get a little quad stretch. Inhale, lower your foot back down. Exhale, half split. Inhale, come forward to that low lunge. Exhale, bend your right knee. Inhale, release, and exhale, half split. So tons of options for you. Maybe you play with one, find that it's not quite right, and you try something different. Maybe it's a little too much for you today. Maybe it's not enough, and you want to try one of the more difficult options. So take 2 more breaths wherever you are, and meet me back in your low lunge. And when you get to your low lunge, you're going to bring your left hand on the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot over to the left side of your mat. So both hands are under your shoulders. Your left foot is off to the side. Right leg is still straight back behind you. So if this is too much, again, using your props, bringing your torso more upright. If you do that, you're going to feel more sensation through your right hip flexor. And if you go down closer to the floor, you're going to feel more sensation in your left. So maybe you come down to your elbows, maybe you go up higher to your blocks. Maybe you want to stay right in the middle. Take a few rounds of breath here, in through your nose, and out through your nose. One more big breath in, and a full breath out. And here, swing that left leg back, come back to your tabletop, and shake it out, maybe a child's pose. I like to swing my hips from side to side. Maybe a few cow cats, barrel rolls, whatever feels right to you. And then meeting back in tabletop. So all those options on the other side. So inhale, stretch your right leg back. And exhale, big step forward. Do what you gotta do. Get your heel up underneath your knee. And slowly start to lift your torso upright. Find the right depth with your back knee. We'll take a different upper body stretch this time. This one will be a little more static. If you really liked those moving cactus arms, you can go back to those. Otherwise, inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together. Bring your thumbs down, back behind your neck. Try to keep pointing the elbows up towards the ceiling. If your palms don't come flat together, that's okay. You can bring your fingertips together. You can just have your hands reaching back behind you, whatever's accessible. Try to keep your shoulders dropped away from your ears, chest open. Breath is calm. One more round of breath here. Then you're going to release your hands down to the floor, preparing for your half split. So straightening or shifting your hips back so above your left knee is tight, straightening out your right leg, being more gentle on yourself to come up right, or increasing the intensity by hinging over your right leg. Make sure those toes are flexed, whatever variation you're in. Be mindful of your right knee. by drawing your right hip back, left hip forward, just a smidge more. An option to move with your breath. Inhale, rolling forward into that low lunge. Exhale, back to your half split. Using your breath as your guide. Noticing what your body's asking for. Noticing what your body's telling you it doesn't need. And honoring your practice. We'll take one more round just like this. And if you'd like to add on in the next round, inhale, come forward to your little lunge. Exhale, bend your left knee, point your toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release your foot down. Your inhale, move down. Exhale, hips back. Inhale forward. Exhale, bend. Inhale, release. And exhale, back. And meet me back in your low lunge. Bring the right hand on the inside of your right foot. Scoot your right foot over to the edge of your mat. Line your palms up under your shoulders and choose your own adventure here. Any variation of your dragon, your lizard. In and out. You swing your right foot back and take a brief child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, hips towards your heels. Stretch those arms out long. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more just like that. When you're ready, walk your hands towards your body, lifting your torso upright, and come on up to standing. Bring our Cupid. So you're going to open your feet wide. Go ahead. Wider than your shoulders, about 4 feet in between, if that's comfortable. Toes pointing forward or inwards slightly. And open your arms out wide, starting in star pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, you're going to twist and bend, bringing your right hand down to the floor, left hand up towards the ceiling. Notice if your hips start to shift here, try to keep them in center. It's a great place to use props if reaching the floor does not seem very accessible to you. Coming into a twist. Working on keeping your arms at a T. Totally fine if they don't want to do that today. You can always bring your left hand to your hip and think about rolling your shoulder onto your back instead. Inhale, come back up to your star pose. Exhale, other side. Twisting, bending, left hand down. Check out your hips. Make sure they didn't shift around on you. Bring them back to center. Inhale, come back up, star pose. We're going to add on this time. Exhale, bend and twist, right hand down. Inhale, stretch your left arm overhead, parallel with the floor. Exhale, left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, start pose. Same thing, other side. Twist and bend, left hand down. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, right arm up. Inhale, star. Let's do that 2 more times on each side. You can stick with just the twist and bend, coming back to star pose if adding the extra arm is too much for you today. Totally fine. Meeting back in star pose. Well, here, reach your fingertips out to the sides, stand tall, take up so much space. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, fold forward. Allow your arms to come down to the floor, to your props. Keep a gentle bend in your knees, more generous if you'd like, and reach the crown of your head down towards the floor. Shake your head no, nod your head yes, and then just release. Send your attention from your lower spine all the way up to the crown of your head. Try to allow each section of your back to release forward towards the floor. Imagine all the stress and tension just running off your back, melting away. And inhale, come halfway up. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. And from here, you're going to heel toe your feet towards each other. Bend your knees generously, come down into a little ball, and sit down. Whew. Then from your seat, go ahead and stretch your legs long. And from here, we're going to bring the left foot in towards your left hip, right foot into your left thigh, and sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, sit up taller if you can. Exhale, turn to the right. Left hand comes to the outside of your right thigh. Your right hand is just resting behind you, whether it's on the floor, on a block, whatever you needed to help keep your spine upright. So no leaning, no bending, no collapsing into it. And if these legs are not accessible for you today, crisscross, applesauce, easy pose, do what works for you. With each inhale, grow a little taller. With each exhale, relax into your twist. Try to become a little more comfortable here physically, energetically with your breath, and more calmly mentally. With your next inhale, untwist. Stretch those legs out long in front of you. Shake out your feet, slap your thighs, whatever feels good to you here. And we'll go to the other side. Tuck your right foot in, followed by your left, or crisscross applesauce. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the crown of your head as high as it'll go. And exhale, twist to your left. Right hand to the outer thigh, left hand behind you for support. As you're resting here in your twist, notice where you feel engagement in your body. And ask yourself, is that necessary? Are you clenching your jaw, furrowing your brow, squeezing your glutes, your calves? Those are all things that can be released right now. Notice if you're engaging your core, you want to use that core strength to help hold you upright. Keep the lower back safe. Breath in, and a full breath out. Yes, inhale, brings you back forward. Stretch those legs out long. Shake them out, slap them out, whatever feels good to you. And from here, we'll come into a bound angle, bringing the soles of your feet together, knees wide. You can have a lot of space between your feet and your body. You can have a little space, whatever you need right now. And inhale, sit tall. Exhale, start to bow forward. You can allow a gentle rounding in your back, but try not to crunch into it. So this is crunching. This is rolling your shoulders forward, pressing your chin towards your chest. You want to keep length in your spine. You want to keep your throat open. Totally fine if you don't come down very far today. Maybe you have just a very gentle bend. Remember, you can always adjust the distance between your body and your feet, and that will change the way this pose feels in your hips and in your back. One more big breath in. And a full breath out. Use your next inhale, slowly lift your torso upright. Use your hands for support. Bring your knees together. And we have time to roll back onto it. Slowly here, make your way down to the floor. I'm going to try to throw a boat pose in there, but I don't want to keep you guys all morning. So coming into a bridge setup, we're not going to do bridge, but similar setup. So feet are flat on the floor, heels are lined up in front of your sits bones. Relax your shoulders onto the mat. Allow them to move away from your ears. From here, inhale, stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your knee, cross your ankle over your left thigh, and create space between your right knee and right shoulder. So opening out your hip. If this is a lot of pressure in your knee, try flexing your foot. See if that helps alleviate some of that pressure. If it doesn't, you want to scoot this left leg further away until you don't feel pressure. So if your variation is with your left leg all the way on the floor and your right hip opening out like that, that's where you are today. That's okay. You can slide your right foot up and down your leg as much as you need to find that perfect spot for right now. So otherwise, if you're still up here, you have the option to stay put, or you can start to lift your left foot up off the mat. Drawing your left knee in towards your chest. You can thread your right hand through this triangle you made in your legs. Hold on to the back of your thigh or your shin. If you're holding onto your leg with your arms, you're not pulling, you're not cranking it in deeper. You're just using your arms to help support your leg where it wants to pull in naturally. So see how far in you can draw your leg without your arms, and then just hold on to your leg to help keep it there. One more big breath in and out. If your foot is lifted, slowly lower your left foot back down to the mat. Now come into a twist here. So you have a couple options. You can keep your legs just as they are in this reclined pigeon pose. This variation will provide more stretch for your outer hip. And if you'd like more of a stretch for your back, you can cross your legs deeper. So bringing your right thigh on top of your left, or you can uncross and stack your knees. So whatever variation you'd like, open out your arms. You can go to a T, you can go to cactus, whatever feels right to you. Inhale here and exhale. You're going to allow your knees to fall over to the left. And tuck that left hip underneath the right. Allow both shoulders to stay melted into the floor. If that right shoulder is starting to pop up on you, you may be twisting a little too far right now, so come out of your pose a little bit, reground through your upper body, and don't twist so far. You can always use props, blankets, blocks, pillows underneath your lower body to prevent it from moving too far. One more big breath in, and a full breath out. Your next inhale brings you back onto your back. Untangle your legs, stretch your feet up towards the ceiling, point and flex your feet. And we'll go into the other side. Lower your right foot down to the mat, cross your left ankle over your thigh. The left knee reaches away from your left shoulder. Choose your own adventure here. Find what feels right. Same options as the first side. So sometimes when we do something asymmetrically, so separately for each side of the body, you'll find that certain areas of your body on each side are more or less accessible, more or less willing, and it may change from day to day. So that's where you need to tune into what's happening with your practice and allow yourself to move in a way that's nourishing and helps you grow, and it doesn't push you into pain. You don't have to force each side of your body to do the same thing. Go ahead and release your right foot back down to the floor. Open your arms wide. Decide what kind of twist you'd like to try here. And use an exhale, allowing your knees to go over to the right this time. Tuck your right hip under. Make any adjustments you need to make this a sustainable shape for a few more breaths. Take another deep breath in, and full breath out. Next inhale rolls you onto your back. Uncross your legs, stretch both feet up towards the ceiling, point and flex your ankles, maybe roll them around in circles, both directions. And exhale, hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. You can rock from side to side, you can lift your nose towards your knees, whatever feels good to you here. And then when you're ready for that final relaxation, stretch your legs out long, let your feet fall away from each other. Rest your arms beside you, palms up, muzzle your shoulder blades closer together. Allow your breath to return to normal. Close your eyes. Allow your body to become heavy with relaxation. Relax your toes, feet, ankles. Relax your calves, shins, knees, and thighs. Relax your hips, buttocks, abdomen and chest. Relax your low back, middle back, your upper back, and your shoulders. Relax your upper arms, elbows, forearms. Relax your wrists, your hands, and your fingers. Relax your neck. And then relax your head. With each exhale, encourage your body to let go of any tension, any stress, any negative energy it may be holding on to. Relax your mind. Allow your thoughts to become lighter. Become an observer and not an engager of what bubbles up in your mind. Allow yourself to rest here quietly for just a few more moments. Allow your body to absorb the benefits of your practice. Allow your mind to absorb the benefits of your practice. Bring your awareness back to your mat. So bring your awareness back to your physical body. Bring some gentle movements to your body. Move your toes, fingers, ankles, and wrists. Rock your head from side to side. Stretch your arms out long. Give your body whatever gentle movements it needs to help reawaken right now. Ready, hug your thighs in towards your belly, give yourself one more squeeze. Roll over onto the right side of your body, coming into the fetal position. Use your arm as a pillow. Roll your knees in towards your chest. Rest here for 2 breaths. And then use your left arm as support to gently press yourself upright and make your way into a comfortable seat. Using an exhale, stretch your arms overhead. The exhale brings your palms together. Draw your thumbs to your third eye. Allow your thoughts to be kind towards yourself and each other. Bring your thumbs down to your lips. Allow your words to be gentle towards yourselves and each other. Draw your thumbs down to your heart. Allow your heart to be open to love and be loved. Another inhale, lift the corners of your mouth. Create a great big smile. Thank yourselves for stepping on your mat this morning and spending a little extra time, energy, and love on you. Namaste.